going to be talking about when the narcissist misses you the most. It may often seem as though the narcissist just couldn't be bothered. They're never really missing you. They're always busy, preoccupied with something else. Seeking a new supply. Entertaining other people. And you're always the one who is left chasing after them, while they just don't want to know. But there are actually times when the narcissist will miss you. And that's what we're going to be getting into in this video. One, when they realize the new supply isn't as obedient or devoted as you were. Because you were perfectly trained to meet their every command. They groomed you, conditioned you solely to respond to them, to fulfill whatever they wanted you to do. You didn't have any autonomy over yourself. As you may have noticed, sometimes hours would go by and you just forget to use the toilet. Now, normally, you have some awareness of your body, so you know what you need to do, basic things like eating, drinking water, using the toilets. But then when you are around the narcissist, and because they've conditioned you for a specific purpose, you forget about even your basic needs, such as eating or going to the toilet. You forget to do it. And sometimes hours can go by because your life is all about the narcissist. It's all about just serving them and making them happy, making sure that they feel comfortable. It's never about self. It's never about taking care of you. But yeah, this actually sets them up for failure with the new supply because this is it. It's very difficult for them to replace you. For them to find someone who is as obedient, as devoted as you were. Someone who is just going to drop everything for them and make it all about them. And so this is the moment when, yes, they will miss you. Because the whole point was that they were going to replace you with this new supply. And now realizing that they can't groom, they can't condition the new supply to be their caretaker. But that's when they start to miss you now. That's when they start to come back to you. They hoover you. 2, when they try to bait you, but you don't respond as they expect you to. Again, they've groomed you, conditioned you to respond in very specific ways that gives them a sense of control. It makes them feel powerful to have this control over you, to where they're able to push your buttons and get these very specific reactions that compensate for how they may be feeling in that moment. The narcissist playing a video game, and in their hand they're holding a game's controller. Now normally they're used to being in control, winning at this game. But now, all of a sudden they're pushing the buttons and they're not getting a response. Imagine how frustrating that must be for them. It drives them insane. And yes, initially, it will make them very angry. But then when they see that even their anger does not get you to submit, does not get you to obey, that's when they start to fizzle down. And they start to miss you. They start to miss your presence. But they don't really miss you. It's what you can provide. It's the feelings that you gave them. That sense of stability, security. That's really what they miss. And yeah, when they can't push your buttons anymore and get you to react the way that they expect you to, after a certain amount of time, that's when they really start to miss you the most. Three, when you start smiling again, when you're happy, after such a long period of being under their control and not knowing who you are, not even knowing how you feel, not being connected to your emotions. Because, of course, when you're around a narcissist, your emotional energy is always tied to them, to give them that supply. But yeah, when you start smiling again, your happiness without them is their greatest loss of control. And of course, when they don't have control, they feel insecure. It reveals their sense of instability. And so that's where they start to miss you, because they want to regain, reacquire that again. 4, when it finally hits them that you are the only one who ever cared. Now let's keep it real. I mean, most people in this world, they're not going to truly care about you at a deep level. That's very rare. And especially if you're a narcissist, just remember everything that you had to do for them. You had to go out of your way. When they said jump, you had to say how high. And also, while you were doing all of these things for them, you were getting nothing back in return. And you were tolerating the abuse simultaneously. And you had no power in that situation to change it or make it better. And yet you were held responsible for everything. And you were being gossiped about. Rumors were being spread about you. You were being smeared. Your reputation was being ruined. You were isolated. So that no one else, not even the narcissist, would be around to support you. You still gave unconditional love. You still supported them through everything. And honestly, that in itself is very rare in the world today. Even for someone who's not a narcissist. So for you to be that for the narcissist, of course, at some point, yes, you know, they always see the grass as being greener on the other side. Eventually, they devalue you, no matter how great you were. And then they start to idealize another person, another situation. Because, of course, everything looks good in the beginning. But to sustain it, to make it work. That takes efforts. Narcissists are not looking to put in any efforts. They're only looking for supply. So eventually, it will hit them that you were the only one who cared. But by the time that happens, it will likely be too late. You will have realized what you were dealing with, and you will have moved on. 5. When their ego shatters and they crave a quick fix. But not just any quick fix, because they are already accustomed to something from you. Something that they have trained you, conditioned you to be and to provide to them. A very specific source of supply, which elevated them, empowered them, gave them a sense of control, security, validation, superiority, where they were able to look down on you even while you were doing and giving for them. And yet you still stuck around and still try to do more. And this is it, sometimes they do get that validation that they're looking for somewhere else. Because like I said in my live video yesterday, they groomed you to be their primary source. And you're really just nothing but a safety net for them. A platform. You're the glue that holds everything together. You provide them with a sense of security and stability so that they can go out into the world with everything that really you've created, that you built with your dedication and hard work. Now they can go out in the world and they can flaunt it and show off and act like they're so wonderful. There's something so grand. That's what they're looking for. That's what the primary source is for. It's not about working together. It's not about admiring you. It's out of envy. It's out of a desire to take from you and to steal the attention and validation that you naturally receive. Which isn't bad for you because you actually put in the work to become the person that you are. And of course, yes, that deserves acknowledgement. Yes, that deserves appreciation because you put in the work. But the narcissist just comes in and steals all of that from you. Either they wear it like an outfit,